Being uncertain is ruining so many things in your life, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to rewrite your brain to be certain about going for your dreams and your goals. Hi, I'm Eric Thomas. I am the founder of Elite Outcome Academy. What I do in this channel is I take psychology and the trouble that we have with it in our own minds, and I give situations and scenarios in order to override whatever it is that you're dealing with. I started this journey in psychology when I was just 12 years old. I do not have a degree or any formal training in psychology, though I have spent well over 2 decades studying psychology, human behavior, and mixed with my own intense life, I have come to a lot of solutions in order to not take myself out, not to continue ruining my own life and the relationships in it, and to quit self-sabotaging. So, one of the major components of not going for your dreams and your goals is because you are uncertain about how to achieve them. In order to even get to certainty of achieving your goals and your desires, you have to first learn that you have the capability to do so. And they are everyday tasks that you are already doing that can help you wire your brain to become more certain of being able to become the person, the best version of you that you've always dreamed of being. How do we do this? Well, I'll first tell you how I did it. I have been a massive, uncertain person for most of my life. Even though I have been sort of a serial entrepreneur and I've done some big things, they've always fallen apart because I got to a place where I was uncertain that I was good enough, worth enough in order to continue going. For a lot of people, that might not be the case. You might not have self-worth issues, but I'm guessing if you are watching this video, you might resonate with that. Well, I found that I have the ability to map out strategically exactly how to accomplish anything that I want in life, from getting promotions and getting into real estate and starting my own businesses and all of the other things. I was uncertain that I would be able to continue gaining success and gaining steam. Mix that with the life that I've had. I grew up very poor. I grew up in trap houses. I spent a lot of time in the drug world, not as a user, but as just somebody living in extreme poverty and around drug use and whatever. And in the midst of that, I became a massive abuser of alcohol. And I was not certain that my life even meant anything until I started putting everything together with my life and studying psychology and a passion for wanting to help people. But I first had to help myself. So I created Elite Outcome Academy to provide a way for people to really start thinking about themselves as worthy, competent, able to complete goals and dreams. And I became the first student. So I took my life and I compressed it into many, many variations of daily tasks that are helpful. And so I've been putting myself through this for several years now and am now bringing it to you. So how do we gain certainty? Well, we are very, very certain over most things in life. There are very few things that we are actually uncertain about, but those things stand out like a sore thumb, like a bad tooth. They just stand out. The things that we are very certain of, we take for granted. We don't even think about them as being certain. Let me give you some examples. I am 100% certain that if I put clothes on before I leave the house, I will not go out into public naked. I'm 100% certain of that. I'm also 100% certain that if I shower, I won't stink, as long as I wash properly. And I'm also 100% certain that when I am out in public and I'm talking to people, I love it. My uncertainty comes from going to talk to the right people, right? I can go out into public with no agenda, and if so, I get along with everybody. I'm able to speak my mind. I'm able to laugh and say crazy things or have deep conversations or whatever. But if I have an agenda, I'm uncertain often that I will be able to accomplish that agenda. Until I wrote down a kind of a thesis on certainty and uncertainty, and I needed to find the middle ground in that, the common bridge, in order to rewire my brain to be more certain about even making these types of videos. So let's get into it here. Thank you for being with me here. I really appreciate your time, and if you find value in this content, like, share, follow, the whole deal there. So let's dive right into it. We are very, very certain of more things than not. What does this mean? Well, this means that the common ground in figuring that out is looking at the things that we take for granted, the things that we take advantage of. The things that we take for granted are all of the daily tasks. We know if we put gas in the car, it's going to go. It might break down at some point, but on a very basic level, we know if we put gas in the car, it's going to go. We know that if we go for a walk, we're going to get our blood flowing. We know that if we, you name it, if you put shoes on and you go walking outside and you step on a rock, fairly certain it's not going to hurt your foot unless you have terrible shoes, and then you can be certain that it's going to hurt your foot. The things that we're uncertain of are big things, right? Becoming resourceful. A lot of the times we're uncertain about how to be resourceful, about who to go talk to, when to go talk to them, and how to ask for the things that we're trying to do. Getting a promotion, getting a job, starting a business, healing your mental health, all of these different things. Until it boils down to, are you going to die if you don't? I use this a lot in all of my my theories and my hypotheses. I use this a lot. I'm going to die if I don't. You'll figure something out pretty quick in that moment, won't you? More importantly, is somebody else going to die or be hurt if I don't? Then you will become very certain to all of a sudden, and all uncertainty will go out the window, because you will make whatever resource that you need to make in order to fix that problem. And sometimes it takes down. Situations get worse and worse and worse. Mental health declines, because you gain new levels of comfort. Even if you're very uncomfortable right now while listening to this, maybe you live in a house like I did that was completely mouse infested, fly infested, just complete utter filth and disgusting behavior. I lived there for a long time. I became comfortable there. I got resourceful to figure out how to be comfortable there, because I was so uncomfortable trying to have a better life, in attempting to have a better life, and honestly didn't feel like it was worth it. I didn't feel like I was worth it. I just the whole thing. And so one of the things that I did was, while creating the content for Elite Outcome Academy and creating programs, was start to dissect the components, like a scientist, of why we do what we do, why we think the way we do, why we behave the way we do. One of the major things is certainty. So look around yourself, look around your environment. What are the things that you are absolutely certain of, that you are taking advantage, and bring that to a conscious level? Things that you don't even think about doing, you have to bring to a conscious level of certainty. Everyday tasks. Some of these things get gross that I talk about, but I want to point them out because I think giving you a list of items to look at is very important and gives you the advantage. One of the things that I'm certain of is that if I need to go to the bathroom, I'm going to go to the toilet. Now, for most people, we don't even think about it. Well, duh. But it's actually a form of already wired certainty. I know that if I'm tired, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm certain of that. I can fight it. A lot of people do. I do a lot. But when I reach a certain place, I am going to sleep. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to put on clothes. I'm certain of this. So, I don't sleep naked, by the way. Just for your information. I like to inject a little humor into these things. I found that as I brought certainty to a conscious level, I then became more confident and more stabilized in being able to pursue other goals, other dreams, the things that I'm inspired to do. Cool story about this is I love writing songs. I don't put out music or anything. I don't even know how to play instruments, but I like to write lyrically. I like to write in general. A couple of nights ago, I had the opportunity to go to a jam session. I have a friend that is awesome in music. She's been excelling and pushing into her dreams of being a musician, of being a singer. And she had some friends over, and I got to join. And I got to share a couple of the songs that I've written. And I was nervous, and I was uncertain if they would be accepted or liked or whatever, or if the ideas that I had about putting them together, if I could find collaboration on that. I didn't know. But I decided on the way over there that I was going to share them anyway. 6 months ago, I wouldn't have done that. A year ago, 2 years ago, no way. Take me back for the rest of the life behind me, and I can pick up the patterns in my life of why I became an uncertain person. We talk about that. I talk about that in many of the videos. I just wanted to really pinpoint on this because it's such an effective mechanism to start becoming better, becoming a better version of yourself. It's worked for me so immensely. I think that everything that I put down in these videos is a major tool, but this one especially, because I spent so long being uncertain about even getting out of bed. Depression, anxiety, all of these things I believe stem from uncertainty. If you were in that position right now where you don't even want to get out of bed because you're uncertain of how the day would even go if you did, do it right in your bed. Start with the taking advantage of the things that you already know. You are 100% certain that if you stay in bed, nothing bad can happen. This is a tough one because that seems like I give you an excuse to stay in bed. That's not what it is. But it was one of the mechanisms that I had to think about. Because the more certainty you bring to the surface, the more confident you are, and you will get on the move. You will get out of bed. But even if you're not ready to, you are 100% certain that if you kind of sit up and move things around and straighten your blanket out and straighten your pillows out, that you'll be a little bit more comfortable. You're certain of that. You're certain that if you get up to go get some food that you'll eat. You're certain that if you drink a little bit of water, or a lot of bit of water, depending on your hydration levels, that you'll feel a little bit better. You're certain that if you wear a sweater in the winter, you'll be a little bit warmer. You're certain that if you get a fan blown on you in the summer, like it is right now, you'll be a little bit cooler, or get into the air conditioning or whatever it is. There's all these things that you can be certain about. And the more things that you identify to be certain about, the more confident you will become, the more energy that you'll have and the motivation that you'll have in order to start accomplishing greater things. Now, I give those examples from my perspective of where I've been. Maybe you have a decent life. Maybe you don't necessarily deal with taking care of everyday tasks. And there's a lot of people like that. I come from a very broken background, so I relate most closely to those who have been downtrodden, depressed, betrayed, taken advantage of, all of these things. But I also like to speak to the rest of the people too, because that is who I have become, and there's a massive population of people that do the everyday things, but you're still miserable. If you're doing the everyday things and you're still miserable, maybe it's because you're uncertain about going to the next level, or making a shift, or whatever it is. You see, entrepreneurs and business owners will have a level of certainty that if they continue going in one direction, that they will be successful. They are also 100% certain that there might be messes in between that. Uncertain people are afraid of the mess in between, because we get so comfortable in the situation that we're in and the circumstance that we're in, that making a shift or making a move is so scary. And until our backs are really against the wall, we don't do it. Maybe it's a health issue. Maybe it's job loss. Whatever it is, we will fill the gaps of certainty before doing something uncertain, unless we are confident to take on a task that we can be certain of accomplishing. And in order to rewrite our brain into being more certain, we have to bring to the conscious level certainty that we take advantage of. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I just wanted to put this one up real quick. I appreciate you being here with me. We're right at about the 20-minute mark. So what I want to talk about real quick before this video ends is I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you for watching these videos. I appreciate you for liking and subscribing. And I appreciate you helping me bring my message to the world. And I truly hope that you become an ally in the message of recovery from drug and alcohol abuse, recovery from mental health problems, going to the next level, taking your life somewhere that is so worthwhile and something that you won't regret at the end of your life. There's so many people that get to the end of their life that truly regret not doing something different, something more, and applying themselves in a different way. My entire goal here is to get you living a life that you don't regret. So please, join the Elite Outcome Academy here on YouTube or Spotify or wherever I've got these things up, and follow along. I hope that something that I say sticks. Continue to listen. I love helping people, and I hope that this video truly helps you, and the rest of my content does as well. If you find value in this, please share it with somebody. You don't even have to share my video, share the idea. I am so passionate about bringing simple everyday strategies and tasks forward to help people feel like they have a worthwhile life. With that being said, thank you again. I'll see you next time.